Hi, this is Robert with Cruzbike, and today we're going to be packing a Cruzbike Q45 and use these same basic procedures to pack any particular Cruzbike into a bike box, or specifically the Cruzbike box that your Cruzbike was shipped in. This video will show you how to pack your Cruzbike using recyclable and the minimal amount of packing materials so your bike can be shipped safely with no damage. The first step is removing the seat. First thing we'll do is remove the back seat skewer and the two skewers holding the seat base on. We'll want to make sure we put those skewers back together and set them aside to put in the parts box. You should be able to remove the seat by pulling up on the front lip of the seat until it pops off. We will then loosen the seat stay, insert it a little bit, and we will want to rotate it down so we have more room on the top. The next step is to shift our bike into the smallest cog so we can remove the front wheel. Next, we'll find our quick link so we can remove our chain. And once we have the chain removed, we will set it aside. Next, remove the front wheel skewer completely, making sure to put it back together. Remove the front wheel. Now, we don't want to set the front end on the derailleur, so we want to release the front chainstay from the fork, and then we can easily set the front end down. Next, we will remove the rear wheel, remove the skewer completely, putting it back together. Pop the rear wheel off. Lean the bike up against the box. Now we're ready for some basic packing. Find a small box for parts. Insert your chain into a Ziploc bag to keep everything else nice and clean. Put the 3 seat skewers and the 2 wheel skewers in the box. Make sure we have all the parts. Next, we are going to remove the handlebar clamps using our 4mm Allen. We will set the handlebars down for a moment, making sure we put the clamps in a bag and into the parts box. We will then use a number 5 Allens to undo the pivot clamp bolt, making sure we do not lose the washers. There should be 3 washers. Put that back together, put that in the parts box. You can pack your Cruzbike without removing the kickstand, but in order to make up the distance, the gap here, we will want to add a lot of packaging material to the bottom of the box. Here I'm using some shipping craft paper. You can get this at an art supply shop or a shipping supply shop. It's recyclable, a lot nicer than using plastic. You can also use newspapers. We will want to wrap the handlebars, secure the paper with tape, making sure we have plenty of paper to go around to keep it nice and cushioned. Next, if you have some dropout protectors, these are very important. We want to put a dropout protector on the front fork and also one on the rear dropouts. If you do not have these, you will want to heavily pad the bottom of the fork to not damage the dropouts. Using some of our shipping paper, we will wrap the rear derailleur nice and loosely, making sure we use plenty to provide a lot of cushioning. Secure that with some tape and set that aside. Now we're ready to put the mainframe into the box. Here I've already added a lot of packing paper to the back side of the box where the rear portion of the bike will be sitting. And very carefully lower it into the box, and we will put the handlebar and the derailleur along the bottom of the box nice and carefully, making sure everything is padded with a nice layer of paper on the bottom of the box. Here you can see we have quite a bit amount of paper wadded up to hold the back end of the bike up. That's to protect the kickstand and also the back dropout. The front fork should be well protected with a fork protector. or a significant amount of padding and extra layers of cardboard. Now we will take a spare piece of cardboard, cut to the size, the height of the box. We will slide it between the bike and the edge of the box, making sure we don't crush our padding that we have put on the bottom. We will then take our rear tire with the rotor side towards the cardboard. This is all taking place at the back end of the bicycle. Now we will want to make sure we significantly protect the wheel from poking through the box. A bike shop should have the wheel protectors, or you may have those from your unpacking. We will put that on the axle so it does not poke through the box. Now we will take a second piece of protective cardboard. You want to make sure this is a nice thick piece of cardboard, both of these. Put that on the opposite side. And again, we will place our drive wheel in the box. Once it is fully seated down, the rotors should be in between the bike, lower arm, and the seat tube as to not touch anything. We will again protect the outer axle hole with a wheel protector or a significant amount of small pieces of cardboard to make sure it won't poke through the outside of the box. Make sure everything is nice and secure in place, and that'll keep everything nice and secure. Now that we have the main part of the bike packed, we're going to use our 5mm Allen to remove the slider from the boom. We will then use a pedal wrench to remove the pedals. You can also remove the pedals before you begin the main disassembly of the bike if you would like. Now we will want to protect the top tube of the bike. We will take a spare piece of cardboard, a good thick piece, or at least maybe 2 layers if your piece is not very thick. We're going to put a nice tear in it, and we're going to fold it and put it over the main tube and fold it around the head tube. This will protect the main part of the bike and the head tube, as you can see, from the rest of the items that we're going to insert in the box. Not have to disassemble the seat. We can leave it fully assembled with the padding on. We're going to take the seat and we're going to insert it like this, making sure that the front portion of the seat is resting on the protective cardboard we put around the frame. And then the top portion of the seat goes between the cardboard that protects the wheels from the mainframe. Now we'll use a number 4 Allen to remove the front chainstay from the boom, making sure all the parts and all the bolts make it into our parts box. And we'll use some more paper to wrap the slider. Nice and cushioned, that will slide into the front part of the box, up against the handlebars. Then we'll do the same procedure for the chainstay, making sure we're careful to really wrap the main arms and the derailleur post, wrapping it with a paper, securing it with some tape, and sliding it into the box. The derailleur mast will be near the top. For the boom and the cranks, they will lay right on top like this. We'll want to make sure that these are very well protected with some more craft paper here, wrapping the cranks and wrapping the main tube, making sure to cover the ends, securing that paper with some tape, and then laying it between the cardboard with the cranks up near the main part of the seat. And we will add plenty of cushioning where necessary, making sure that nothing is contacting anything else directly. Add our parts box into the box here, and here you can see everything's nice and secure. If If you still have the other parts box from when your bike was shipped, we will add it to the top, covering the stem cap, keeping that protected. It will also help keep the box from getting crushed side to side. If you don't have this box, you can fashion another spare piece of cardboard to cover that. Make sure everything is in the box. Double check for your parts. Close it up. Secure the top of the box with packing tape. And your cruise bike is ready to ship. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at support@cruzbike.com. Thanks for watching.